had told me we'd be 1-0 in the Sun Belt and 3-0 on the season, I don't know what I would have said to that. But I tell you what, I got an unbelievable group that is resilient and plays hard all the time, and just is a fun group to coach right now. You know, we talk about adversity and some of the things we've went through and the numbers and everything else, but you know, I'm just so proud of them right now because, I mean, they fought, you know, for an FIU team to come in here and have 4 starters back in the preseason player of the year. You know, it just says wonders for our team and how hard they play, and you know, that's why I'm really proud of them.
Coach, you look at the stat sheet, you're out rebounded 50 to 34, you only shoot 34%. How'd you win this game?
Well, that's what we talked about. I mean, you look at it, we got 15 steals, so our Mad Dog, our three-quarter court work. We only turned the ball over 11 times, which is a low for us this year. And then you look at it, I talked to them about dribble penetration, get to the basket, being able to put the ball on the floor. And we went to the free throw line 23 times. So 23-7. So you look at that, and I think that adds up to where we missed out on, you know, the rebounding and everything else.
It's 2 games in a row where most of the turnovers you all, of course, have been off steals. I guess what really is going into that with them, you know, being able to get their hands on some of those?
Well, I think they've really bought into being able to be in the three-quarter, our Mad Dog. They've really bought into it, and they know that that's our bread and butter. That's what we talk about a lot. And they know that we're going to have to do different things for us to be able to put us in the position where we were tonight. And, you know, Cheney Means does a great job at the front of the Mad Dog, and she starts the momentum for everything. So when we got started with that, I think it's something that they just have fun doing it. And defense is hard. You know, it's hard work, but I think the thing that pays off for them is that offensively, they have some freedom. You know, when we run motion and we do those things, they have freedom. Sometimes we take a couple of bad shots here and there, but, you know, I talk to them about that, and then they come out and they stick big shots, so they nail them, because that's what we work on. So, you know, it's like I've said previously, our biggest thing is to focus for we can do change-ups and things on the defensive end, but for them to have fun on offense, and I think they've bought into that.
Alexis seems like one player that's really kind of changed her game with having that freedom. Can you talk a little bit about the way she's working this offense this year and maybe being able to do a little bit more?
Yeah, you know, when I got the job, that was one thing I looked at. Went back and reviewed film and looked at tapes, and you know, Alexis has a ton of talent. She's got one of the quickest first steps that I've seen on a young lady. So what we did as a staff is we tried to sit down and look at what was going to be an advantage for us that was going to be hard for people to guard. And as you all see, the motion is hard to guard if you get a lot of movement out of it. And Alexis, it really loves it because she has freedom to even, I'm trying to get her now to concentrate on shooting her pull-up, which she hit a big one tonight, and you know, because she's really good at driving and getting to the basket. So I think it's helped her be more loose. She said, we talked a lot when I first got here about she felt uptight last year, not knowing when and how to score. And I think it freed her up some of that.
Chastity gets a double-double and then gets the 6 steals as well.
Yes.
For a post player to have that kind of production steal-wise, that's got to be huge.
It was huge. You know, I watched a film with Chastity earlier today, and I challenged her because Chastity has a ton of talent. And I talked to her about defense and how I needed her to step it up just a little bit for me on defense to add to everything else, because she's given me a lot. I think this might be the 3rd game she's had double-double. So she's giving me everything. But I asked her to take the opportunity to just kind of focus a little more on defense and getting it midline, and that she would be able to get it, and that's what happened today. So she comes up to me after the game and said, "Coach, how did I do on defense?" So I said, "You actually really paid attention today," so I'm really proud of her.
Coach Micah Jones, she really stood up for you guys at the end. She went 7 for 8 on the night for free throws, especially at the end of the game.
Yes, you know, Micah is she is so steady. It's like I talk about a lot. You know, to be a freshman and to be able, for me to be able to put the ball in her hands and her do a lot of things that she can do, I'm very fortunate. And she's just a great player. And, you know, she's very resilient. She's tough. Like, when she got that foul at the end, I got in her. And, you know, she looks at me and she said, "Coach, that was my fault. I shouldn't have went after it. I shouldn't have tried it." She said, "But I didn't touch her." I said, "That's okay. We're going to get it back." But that's her mentality. She's just a tough kid, and she's very, very, very heady, and she loves the game of basketball. So she's fun to coach.
Were you glad to see how your team responded facing a team that was pretty much taller than you guys at almost every position?
Oh, yes, I was. And I tell you, that speaks a lot. That's why I said I'm so proud of them, because it speaks a lot about the heart. It doesn't make a difference, how tall or how big, when I told them, when we adjusted and the things that we needed to do, they listened and they went out on the court and they gave 110%. And that's why I'm really excited, because that's why we came out with the victory.
You guys 3-0 in the season. Are you almost kind of ahead of schedule when it comes to your expectations of where you thought you were going to be at this point of the year?
Yeah, I mean, and it's like I said when I came in, if you had told me that we'd be 3-0 right now, I'd probably be looking at you like, I don't know about that. But you know what? As hard as this group has really tried to buy into this whole system and to myself and my staff, I'm not surprised. Because not surprised to the fact of how hard they play. I think a lot of the stuff is going to take care of itself. We're, like you said, we only shot 30-something% from the field, but last year, if you all remember, that we're, I think, at the bottom in free throws in the conference. And now we've shot 78%, most for all 3 of the games. So that's a big deal, and that's something we've been focusing on.